Have you ever felt like your apartment is shrinking every day, no matter how much you try to organize it? As if your furniture is quietly taking over the space instead of serving you, because that is exactly what happens when every piece in your home is designed for a single purpose, while your lifestyle demands flexibility, efficiency, and smart use of every corner. And this is where multi-purpose furniture completely changes the way you live by turning ordinary items into powerful storage solutions that work behind the scenes without adding visual clutter. Because in small apartments, the problem is rarely the size of the space, but the way it is used. And research in urban living and interior design consistently shows that homes designed with functional furniture reduce stress levels and improve overall comfort by creating a sense of openness even in limited square footage, which means the goal is not to own less, but to own smarter, starting with furniture that does more than just sit there, like a sofa that lifts up to reveal hidden compartments where you can store extra cushions, blankets, or seasonal items that would otherwise crowd your closets, or a bed that is not just for sleeping. Keeping but also acts as a storage unit with built-in drawers or lift-up mechanisms that can hold clothes, shoes, or even luggage, effectively replacing bulky wardrobes. And when you begin to think this way, you realize that every large furniture piece in your home has the potential to double its value, especially in living rooms where space is often shared for relaxing, working, and sometimes even dining. And this is where coffee tables with hidden storage or lift-up tops become incredibly useful, because they allow you to keep everyday items out of sight, while also transforming into a temporary workspace when needed. And the same principle applies to dining tables that can expand when guests arrive and fold back when you need more room to move, creating a dynamic environment instead of a fixed layout. And even smaller items like ottomans can quietly solve storage problems by providing a place to sit while hiding away clutter that would otherwise be visible, making the entire room feel cleaner and more intentional. And what makes all of this truly powerful is not just the storage it creates, but the mindset it builds, where you begin to question every purchase and ask whether it adds value or just takes up space. Because once you adopt this approach, your home starts working with you instead of against you, setting the stage for a more organized, stress-free lifestyle where every inch is used with purpose and nothing feels wasted. What most people do not realize is that the real problem in a tiny kitchen is not the lack of storage, but the misuse of it. And this single mistake quietly consumes more space than any appliance ever could. Many kitchens look full, yet they are filled with poorly arranged items, unused tools, and inefficient layouts that block accessibility. Research in space optimization shows that nearly 30% of household items are rarely used, yet they occupy prime storage areas, making daily tasks harder than they need to be. This is where the second powerful secret comes in: the art of intentional placement, where every item earns its spot based on how often it is used. Frequently used items should always be within arm's reach, while rarely used tools can be stored in higher or less accessible areas. This simple shift alone can reduce daily cooking time and mental fatigue significantly. Another hidden factor that affects organization is depth, because deep cabinets often become black holes where items disappear and are forgotten. Instead of stacking blindly, using pull-out trays, baskets, or tiered organizers allows you to see everything at once, eliminating the frustration of digging through clutter. Studies on user-friendly design emphasize that accessibility improves efficiency, which means the easier it is to reach something, the more likely you are to maintain order over time. Space organization is another game-changing detail that many overlook, as scattered bottles not only waste space but also disrupt workflow. By arranging spices alphabetically or by usage frequency in a compact rack or drawer insert, you create a smooth cooking experience where everything flows naturally. Countertops, which often become dumping zones, can be transformed by applying the one-touch rule, where items are put back immediately after use instead of being left out. This habit, supported by behavioral research, reduces clutter buildup and keeps spaces consistently tidy without requiring long cleaning sessions. Even small adjustments like using magnetic strips for knives or hooks for utensils can free up valuable drawer and counter space while keeping essentials easily accessible. But here is where the suspense builds, because even after applying all these strategies, there is still one final shift that separates an organized kitchen from a truly efficient one, a shift that does not involve buying anything new but completely changes how your kitchen feels and functions on a daily basis. And once you understand this last secret, you will never look at your kitchen the same way again. And just when it feels like you have reached the limit of what your space can offer, This is where the real transformation begins to unfold, because the true power of multi-purpose furniture and smart organization is not just in saving space but in completely reshaping how you experience your home on a daily basis, where every corner starts to feel intentional, every item has a defined place, and the constant background stress of clutter quietly disappears. And studies in environmental psychology suggest that organized living spaces can significantly improve focus, mood, and even decision-making by reducing visual noise and mental overload, which means the impact of these changes goes far beyond aesthetics and directly influences your quality of life. And as you continue to apply these principles across your apartment, you begin to notice how flexibility becomes your biggest advantage, where your living room can seamlessly transition from a relaxation zone to a workspace. Your dining area can adapt to both daily meals and occasional gatherings, and your bedroom can store far more than it appears without ever feeling crowded, because every piece of furniture is now working harder and smarter for you instead of simply occupying space. And this shift naturally leads to more mindful habits where you stop accumulating unnecessary items and start prioritizing functionality and value in every purchase, reinforcing a cycle of simplicity and efficiency that keeps your home organized over time rather than requiring constant effort to maintain. And what makes this approach even more powerful is how accessible it is, because you do not need a large budget or a complete redesign to start seeing results. You only need to rethink the role of what you already own and gradually replace single-purpose items with smarter alternatives that serve multiple needs. And as these small changes add up, your apartment begins to feel more open, more breathable, and far more comfortable to live in, almost as if you have created extra space without moving to a bigger home. And this is the moment where everything connects, because the living room, bedroom, and even the kitchen now operate as a cohesive system designed around efficiency and ease rather than limitation, proving that space is not defined by square footage, but by how intelligently it is used. And once you experience this shift, it becomes difficult to go back to traditional setups that waste potential and create unnecessary clutter, because you have seen how simple, thoughtful choices can completely transform your environment into something that truly supports your lifestyle. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.